Oh, dude. So, so basically, what happened was I was Okay, so I guess I'll give you an insight. It's kind of a long story that led up to this. Not really, but kind of a little involved. So Chris sent me to this job, and I believe I was the first person on this job. And this was a big ass job. I think you went out there too, no?
Yeah.
So it started with the back patio, and you guys were already, I think, already working on the back patio. But then we were starting to do work in the guest house, and I was the first one to go do work in there because there was nothing masked, nothing. There was no patio, nothing, right? Nothing. So I go in there, I mask my little walkway all the way to the back. You know, Chris is only sending me there for a half day, so I'm kind of like, I'm just bullshitting, right? I'm fucking getting it ready, and I do whatever, right? So I do my little thing, and I'm like, all right, this is probably set up enough for whoever comes in can bitch about it and just figure it out. You know what I mean? Like they'll be fine. Like I probably shouldn't have even came here because you know what I mean. Whatever. So I get that done, and then like a week and a half passes by. So at this point, all the work where I set up, whoever's done that has done that. But now the patio, that same area, the entry is masked off, and someone has primed it. And I can't remember what Chris sent me over there for, but it was another stupid half day. So I'm like, whatever. So I go do my half day there, and then I leave again, right? So we're going on 2 weeks now since I started there, and then now it's been, at this point, from when I showed up, like about a week since the patio has been masked and sprayed, right? So I come back the next week. So I'm on the third week now, almost like feels like a month. That patio has been masked off for 2 weeks at this point, and it's only been fucking primered. And so at this point, I'm there to help. I'm there to work. I'm there to, you know what I mean? And so in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna paint because Sergio's here, Steve's here, I'm sure Jose's gonna be here. Like, I'm just gonna paint. I'm just gonna focus on painting. So in my head, I'm fucking painting everything. So when I come in and I see the patio's not painted yet, like still, I'm like, fuck, I'm painting this fucking patio. So Steve comes in, and he starts saying something, and he's like, well, what are you gonna do? I was like, I was gonna paint this patio. And he's like, oh. I was like, how long is it gonna take you? I was like, I mean, it's already kind of set up, so it probably shouldn't take me more than like the rest of the day. Like, I should be able to get it all done today. And I was like, you know, at the fastest, I could probably get it done in like 6 or 8 hours, and like 6 or 7 hours. And he was like, if I could probably do it in half a day. And I'm like, well, why didn't you do it? I said, you've been here on this job for 2 weeks. This patio's been like this for the past 2 weeks. How come you haven't done it, Steve? I got pissed because I was like, you know, and I got in his face. I was like, because you're always fucking telling motherfuckers to come in here, and you want me to go do some dumb shit in the back patio. And that's what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to go take something in the back. He wanted me to go take some things in the back so he could bullshit all day painting over there. And I was like, no, dude. I was like, I'm not about to go do your bitch work so you can bullshit painting here 3 more fucking days. I was like, I'll paint this patio. I'll get it done. Otherwise, like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then he started getting mad. And I mean, obviously I was pissed and frustrated, but I will never get to a point where I'm gonna hurt someone unless they're, you know what I mean? Unless like even if you're in my face, unless you push me, then I'm really not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna get heated and it's just gonna be an argument. So it was never to that, but I think at that point, Steve, I wouldn't want to say he got scared of me, but he basically started saying, oh, I don't want you working here, I don't trust you, I can't trust you. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you can't trust me? Like, when have I ever done anything on a job or as a character to make you feel like I wouldn't be a trustworthy person on the job? You know what I mean? Like, I get we're fucking having an argument right now and you don't agree with me, but like, that has nothing to do with me fucking showed up to work to fucking get the shit done. Like, come on, dude. And so it was a thing like that. Pretty much he got pissed off because I straight up just called him out on all of his bullshit. Because at this point, I'm pretty irritated, you know. This is kind of going back and forth with his job. I already kind of know what's going on, you know, because I already seen the progress and how the job's going, and I already knew what Steve was going to try and have me do. And at this point, like, I'm like, nah, dude, like, I got 5 kids, fucking expensive ass rent. Like, I'm not about to come to work and have Steve bitch me around and do dumb shit. Like, I don't need that. Like, I really don't fucking need that. And so that was kind of like that. I was like at the end of my rope that day, and Steve just pushed, I guess, the one fucking button I had left. And I was like, yeah, nope, fuck you, dude. I mean, there's only so much of that bullshit you can take. You know?
but he doesn't know how to try to manipulate the situation.
to make it easier for him. And it's like,
And he will, man, because I like stealing stuff, but he'll sit in the car and
yeah. And then he'll make it seem like, oh, we got all this work done. I'm like, motherfucker, you've been sitting there. And I like threw him under the bus the other day because I knew he would probably told Chris that he was at the job or hadn't told Chris. We don't even plan on telling him, oh, I forgot to clock in. But it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, this motherfucker's not here yet. And he texted Chris saying he'd be here around like 9. So in my head, I'm like, Chris probably thinks he's here and didn't clock in yet. And so I texted Chris directly, and I was like, hey, have you heard from Steve yet? Do you know if he's still coming in today? And but in the group chat, so that Steve could see it. And then Chris goes, oh yeah, he's still gonna be there. And then when he got there, he was like, you could tell he was mad. Chris, you know what I mean? It's like, you're an idiot, dude. Like, you should have been here forever ago. He showed up at the job that day at 2 o'clock and then worked until 8. Like some shit Mike would do, you know what I mean? It's like, how do these people, like, unless the house is vacant, like, I'm looking at my vacant house right now, you really don't want to be in people's houses that late. I mean, there's one couple, there's one family. I was doing work for them, and they were like, "Oh, can you guys come back later? We're trying to have dinner." I'm like, "Bro, I'm just trying to finish my thing." And I was mad because they asked me to come out, and it was like an emergency thing, and it's like, bro, like, but like some people like just don't want you in their house that late.